Hi, welcome to online class of Malabar College of Engineering and Technology. Today we are going to discuss the subject robotics. In this we are going to analyze kinematics of robotics. What is kinematics? Kinematics is the study of motion without considering the cause. You know that in mechanics there are two types of studies, kinematics and dynamics. Kinematics is the study of motion without considering the cause, while dynamics is the study of cause without considering the motion. We are dealing with kinematics. There are two types of kinematics: forward kinematics and inverse kinematics. In previous classes, we have already studied what is manipulator, what is end effector, and all the anatomy of a robot. Consider a robot manipulator. This is a robot manipulator having just one link only, one link and one joint. That is forward kinematics. Forward kinematics is the method of finding end effector parameters. End effector parameters from the given link and joint parameters. Consider a robot manipulator This is a robot manipulator and it is the end effector. We know that from the given parameters of the link and joint parameters, forward kinematics deals with the finding of end effector parameters. End effector parameter means the coordinates x, y, z coordinate of end effector from the given parameters link and joint parameters. Suppose that q is the link and joint parameters. From the given parameters, we have to find the end effector parameter. It is the forward kinematics. Forward kinematics. The inverse, from the given values of end effectors, finding the link and joint parameters is the inverse kinematics. Consider an example. Suppose we have a robot manipulator of one link and one joint. The link parameters are the length of the link is L and the joint angle is theta. These L and thetas are the given parameters. We have to find the end effector parameter from the given L and theta, end effector parameter. Here is the position of end effector. The end effector parameter will be the coordinate system of the end effector x, y. We are just considering x and y plane only. Then the end effector coordinate will be x, y. How we will find x and y from using L and theta? The coordinate of end effector is xy, means this length is y, this length is x. How we can find x and y using L and theta? X is equal to L cos theta and y is equal to L sin theta. From the given values of L and theta, we are finding x and y. This is the forward kinematics. This is the forward kinematics. Then what is inverse kinematics? Inverse kinematics is the study of finding link and joint parameters from the given values of end effector parameters. How we will find the inverse kinematics? The given parameters are x and y. We have to find L and theta. How we will find x is equal to how we will find x and y using this structure by considering Pythagoras theorem. X square is equal to x square plus y square. So L square is equal to root of x square plus y square, and theta is equal to tan inverse y by x. This is the inverse kinematics. We will study in detail in the next classes. Next we are going to considering homogeneous transformations. There are two types of transformations for a body: translational motion and rotational motion. These are the two transformations. You know what is translational motion? Translational motion is the linear motion, not the rotational. Rotational motion, just rotating by an angle of theta. Consider a vector P. Its representation is P is equal to A plus Bj plus Ck. This is that vector in xyz plane. This is A, B, and in z axis is C. How we can represent this vector in a matrix format? How we can write a vector representation into matrix format? That is given by this representation. This vector P is equal to A plus Bj plus Ck. We can represent in matrix format as shown here. P is equal to matrix X, Y, Z, S, where A is equal to X by S, B is equal to Y by S, and C is equal to Z by S, where S is called as the scaling factor. Consider an example. P is equal to 20i plus 15j plus 30k. How we can represent this vector in matrix format? P is equal to 20, 15, 30. Scaling factor is 1, such that 20 by 1 is equal to 20. 15 by 1 is equal to 15, and 30 by 1 is equal to 30. We can represent in similar formats. This vector is also equal to, we can change the scale factor. If you are putting scale factor is 2, then 20 will be 40, because 40 by 2 is equal to 20. Here x by s is equal to a. Similarly, 40 by 2 is equal to 20. Then 30 by 2 is equal to 15, and 60 by 2 is equal to 30. You can represent in another format, matrix format, like we can change the scaling factor into 0.5. Then 10 by 0.5 is equal to 20, and 7.5 by 0.5 is equal to 15, and 15 by 0.5 is equal to 30. Similarly, we can represent this vector in different matrix representations. Then, next we are considering the translational matrix. Translational matrix. What is translational matrix? Translational matrix. If a point vector P is equal to AI plus Bj plus Ck is translated into another position. Suppose this vector is linearly translated into another position such that it got a distance displacement of a distance in x direction, b in y direction, and c in z direction. Once again, we are going to study the translational matrix that is corresponding to translational motion. For that, we are considering the vector P, which is AI plus Bj plus Ck. Suppose it is translated into another position and got a change in its x, y, z coordinates. A change in x axis, B changes in y axis, and C changes in z axis. Then the translational matrix of the vector P is given by trans ABC is equal to, it is a 4 by 4 matrix. It is a 4 by 4 matrix. Out of that, the 3 by 3 matrix will be the identity matrix. 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1, where this fourth column will represent the translations A, B, C. So it is the translational matrix corresponding to the translational motion of an object. Next, we are going to consider a problem. So since that translate a vector P is equal to 30i plus 20j plus 50k by a distance of 10 in x-axis, 8 in y-axis, and 2 in z-axis. Find the translated new vector. In the question, we have given a vector P that is translated by a distance 10 in x-axis, 8 in y-axis, and 2 in z-axis. So it is translated to another question. Find the translated new vector. What is the representation of the new vector? We have to find that. How we will find? It is given the vector P is equal to 30i plus 20j plus 50k. Its matrix representation is 30, 20, 50, and scaling factor is 1. Because the motion is translational, what will be the translated matrix corresponding to this translational motion? That will be trans ABC. Here ABC, A is the motion change in x-axis, B is the change in y-axis, and C is the change in z-axis. It is given in the question, that is 10 in x-axis. So our A is the A, is B and is C. So translated matrix A comma B comma C is equal to trans 10 comma 8 comma 2. It is equal to we have to replace the values for A, B, C here. So 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 1 10 8 and 2. It is the translation matrix of the vector of this of this translational motion. So then how we get the new translated vector? The new translated vector, suppose we are assigning the name Q, vector Q. This is the new vector Q. How we get the new vector Q? From P, and by using translation matrix and the metric representation of the previous vector, Q is equal to by multiplying these two matrices. We will get the new translated vector Q. So Q is equal to trans 10 8 2 into vector P holding. By multiplying these two vectors, that is vector P and the translation matrix, we will get Q. The new translated vector Q is equal to, by multiply these two matrices, then we will get Q is equal to 40 matrix 40 28 70 1. By converting this matrix format into vector format, we will get Q is equal to 40i plus 28j plus 70k. Okay, understand? So by this question, what we have cleared is we have a vector P and got translational changes in x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Then we got the new translated vector Q. Okay. Next we are going to consider the rotational motion. In the translated motion, we find out the translated matrix trans A comma B comma C. Similarly, we have to find the rotational matrix. In the case of rotational motion, it will discuss in our next class. Thank you.